Gauze here with another episode of Compion. This week's theme has been waiting. I was looking at when's the right time. Is there a time? Well, I guess we all know there's a better time than others for certain things, right? Or at least I think so. But I wanted to have a look at how to pace myself, how to feel about how I pace myself and my relationship with time. Is it a stressor? Is it a guide for me? So I was really trying to pay attention to what I was paying attention to in relation to time. You know, keeping in mind the moments when I was really fixated on what time I had left or a particular moment in time that I was aiming towards, and when I wasn't focused on it. And that has led to the poem called Given Time. Enjoy. Given time. The time is never right. Place your life at the tips of unsteady fingers, trying to write this line with no mistakes. Refining my handwriting, at this moment different, but forever the same. Can I plan out a year, if given time? Make the time right, line by line with each foot and font, chapter by chapter. Step through until I am a pro at epilogues, deciding to be my best at the 11th hour or the first, if given time. How novel an idea. Overwrite a past wrong or scribble lies over the next sentence. No truth lies on the present page. Could I know all the answers? Live a lifetime in this minute, if given time? Before we get into the reflection section, if you're liking the videos so far, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me and you'll get a view of the future videos to come. Also, leave a comment if there's any particular theme or topic that you find interesting that you'd like me to spend some time on, or anything in this video that's resonated with you. Anyways, onto the reflection section. So, we've heard about there never being a best time to start something, or that the best time was yesterday, the second best is today. And I feel like there's a little bit more to it than that for me. I feel like my relationship with time is it's a bit of a dichotomy, one of intuitive affinity and also stressful dependence. It kind of feeds into things like procrastination, where sometimes I can leave things to the last minute and then somehow still get it done to a good standard. But it's a lot of stress. But I also perform, and so that kind of validates the experience. I end up in that little cycle of continuing to do that. It's very difficult to kind of get out of that loop. Or sometimes I find myself mapping out my day whilst losing track of the day in the process, being too absorbed in the minutes, seconds, hours, and how I'm using them to actually be doing anything productive with my time, anyways. With this poem, I really zoomed into how little permission I had been giving myself to not have most of my days planned out, yet knowing full well that my brain actually works best with some room to breathe and to be by itself. I'm a big fan of moving with purpose, and a big part of that is giving yourself the space and time to define and redefine exactly what that purpose is. So you need that unstructured time to get your own personal take on these things. And it's not a nice to have, it's a must. It's like if you were constantly checking the course of your plane without really ever taking a moment to consider if the destination is still where you want to land. Because there's always time to change course until you land. And so we must be careful with the permissions that we give ourselves, and sometimes don't give ourselves. I think more often not, don't give ourselves, to take a step back and really have a look at the trajectory of where we're going. And if we're doing the things that we want to be doing, if we're heading in the direction that we want to be heading in, rather than just doing it on autopilot. And also recognizing that there isn't really a right time for things. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, any of those could have been the best time. Maybe it's a year from now, but similar to what I mentioned with my motion poem, if you get started and you're in motion, you give yourself the best chance to win at whatever you're doing. The best phrase for this is, I must not wait to be given permission. Time doesn't wait for me, and I shouldn't wait for it. Next week's theme is on bonds. How to manage your bonds with people, how to manage that common question, at least a common question in my head of, am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? Yeah, we'll see how the week goes. Take care.